Oh, you're gonna make me talk about more, huh? Well, I want to talk about Godzilla then. Hey guys, welcome back to Two Awesome Men. We haven't done this, I don't think ever, except for the one time we did for the 300 subscriber special. But we're gonna do a Blu Ray haul, and it's gonna be movies that we've gotten since, when did we do that video? When we showed the whole Blu Ray collection.
It was just a little bit.
June.
Yeah, it was just like in June.
I think it was in June. So this was like 3 months-ish worth of Blu-rays that we got, which is not that many. It's only 11 movies, but I guess we can go and start without talking too much into it. But the first movie I want to bring up is Godzilla King of the Monsters. This is the one that just came out this year. It got a lot of hate from critics for whatever reason, and a lot of people and a lot of audience members too. I don't really understand why. I even said in my review that this is gonna be one movie that I'm gonna defend until I die, because it was actually a good movie. It was a really enjoyable one too.
Yeah.
It was a monster movie that actually made me care about the humans. I mean, not like fully care, but made me care for the story, the human story, more than most other monster movies, giant monster movies.
And it also had like a nice little mixture of actually being able to show the monsters and the humans, and still yet make it entertaining to watch. You know, like it wasn't just like it wasn't like a weird combination between the two where it kind of did like flashing back and forth and it was edited weird. The whole movie flowed together really well. So that's what it's talking about.
Yeah, and a lot of people complain that they show the monsters too much, but like I said in my review, I feel like they show a perfect combination, and Godzilla had many fights throughout the movie, but then it built up to the big finale fight at the end. I thought it was a really well done movie.
The next movie we have is Saw. Now, this is the first Saw, and a lot of people, whenever you talk to them about Saw, they kind of cringe and they kind of like, it's just one of those movies that's bloody for no reason and stuff like that. And to them, they're not technically wrong, but to them, you also want to say, well, have you seen the first Saw?
Right.
Because the first Saw is actually a good movie. Mm-hmm. It's not a lot of blood, actually. Not nearly as many killings. In fact, most of the movie just takes place in one room with two guys, right. With like a dead guy. Well, like, I mean, if you haven't seen it, but like like a dead guy in the middle of the floor. So I mean, and this movie is actually a good movie. It's a really good psychological horror movie. Really gets in your mind. And so, I mean, this is one movie I really feel like the first one is probably the first one's the best one, hands down. Every movie after that, I feel like they kind of looked at that and like, you know what? This movie's good, but we could go more. We could get bigger with it. And bigger, I don't want to say that, but but yeah, no, they didn't need to get bigger with the movies, and they just continue to. But this is one movie I actually do recommend.
Yeah, and this was James Wan's first movie, right?
What is his first movie? I know.
I'm pretty positive. James Wan. What's the other guy's name? How does it not have his name out on top? He was the main character. But Hellman, his buddy, who makes horror movies a lot, it was their first movie, and they made it with a low budget. So they did what they could, and they made it really great too.
Yeah.
Sinister. This is one movie. I still need to show Marquez this one. It's a really creepy movie. It's not like one of my favorite horror movies ever, but it's still pretty up there. It has Ethan Hawke in it. He plays this horror book writer, and like he stays at this house, but he starts coming across these videotapes of really disturbing footage, and it's just like a really unsettling movie, especially the music. The music is definitely one that I actually really love. This, along with Annihilation, are two of my favorite soundtracks for a horror thriller movie.
The next one we have over here is Molly's Game, directed by Aaron Sorkin. Is actually his first. Is actually his directorial debut. Aaron Sorkin's directorial debut. There you go. That's hard to say. But because usually he writes movies, and he's a really good writer, and he really kind of showed himself to be a great director too with this movie. It's a really fast-paced movie if you haven't seen it, and it really reminds me. I mean, even though it's not the same director, same cinematographer, it's really a lot like
Social Network.
Yeah, Social Network and stuff like that. So I mean, it has this.
It also reminds me of Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, it does. A lot like Wolf of Wall Street. It has this really fast-paced feel to it. And it's really good, really well acted. The emotional aspects are really well done if you haven't seen it already.
All right, Game Night. This is another movie I started to show Marquez. This, I actually didn't like it as much as a lot of people did, but at the same time, it still was a fun movie. It had its moments where it was pretty hilarious, and it had a lot of movie references in it, so that's always a plus for me. And overall, it was a decent, enjoyable movie.
The next movie we have is a movie that both of us... you haven't seen it yet.
No.
It's a movie both of us need to watch, which is Schindler's List. And this movie is... It's a hefty movie, man. I think.
Like almost 4 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 3... Well, no, it's a little over 3 hours, but still.
Yeah.
It's a hefty movie. But I mean, I'm good with 3 hour movies. You know, I just have to find the time for it outside of my Thursday night movies. So... I need to watch this. I don't really have much to say about it other than I know it's a good movie.
And also, this case is the 20th anniversary limited edition, and we actually got it for pretty cheap. Yeah. I don't know how rare, I doubt it's rare if it was as cheap as we got it, but it's still a pretty cool looking case. Next is I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. This is actually one of those Adam Sandler movies that's actually really good.
Yeah.
It's before he started going downhill. It's Adam Sandler and Kevin James. Also, Kevin James.
Yeah, about to say double whammy on that one.
Yeah, this was before Kevin James also went really downhill. It's just I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember that I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, the last time I saw, which it wasn't that long ago, which I remember, I haven't watched the whole thing in all, for a long time, but I've seen certain scenes of it here lately, and it still holds up pretty well. The next one we have over here is Black Swan. And this movie, me and Zach just watched maybe a few months ago for the first time. Yeah,
because we're trying to do a best movies of the decade video at the end of this year, since it's gonna be a new decade next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we really
this movie came out in 2010.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it really lined up, and I'm glad it lined up because we were able to watch this and we were able to get ourselves to watch it. And this movie right here is one of my favorite movies. It is so well written, and so. It's a very weird movie, but it really knows how to pull off what it does. And it really knows what it's going for.
And the last 20 minutes is like a whirlwind of craziness.
Yeah, but it's really well put together, and it really makes sense of what they're trying to do with it, just the message behind it.
This movie we're actually both really excited about, and that's Troll 2. we haven't, neither of us, you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I've only seen a few scenes from it.
They're eating her! And then they're going to eat me! Oh my God!
Neither of us have seen it. We've heard a lot about it. It's one of those movies like The Room that's known as one of the best worst movies or best bad movies of all time. So I'm actually really excited to finally watch it. And I'm glad we have it on Blu-ray now.
Another movie we have is Cloverfield. This right here to me is one of the best, if not the best, found footage movie. To me, this movie right here really shows how to do a found footage movie, because I feel like there's a lot of found footage movies out there that do some things right but don't do other things right. They'll make a good movie, but then won't make any sense of why it's being recorded. Kind of like Chronicle. Chronicle, if you ever saw it, it's a really good movie, but you never get a sense or a feel for why in the world they're filming. Other than he said at the beginning, I want to start filming things.
Right.
You know. And there's other movies, which I would say maybe The Visit's one of the better ones too. But even that movie does have its flaws, but it's still good, and it has a reason for being filmed. There's like Project Almanac, which a lot of scenes in there didn't have reason for being filmed. But this movie right here, the whole movie, you can understand why it's being filmed.
Right.
Because it's this crazy thing happening. And this guy's already filming from the beginning, because it's like this guy, I think he's coming home, or it's his birthday.
Yeah, it's his friend's bachelor party or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember the full thing, but like they're having a party, so he's filming everything, and then the monster starts wrecking the city, so he keeps filming. And this movie is really well done. Also there's a little bit of comedy in it from the guy filming, and it works.
Yeah, which I didn't realize until kind of recently that the guy filming it is a TJ Miller.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, if you haven't seen this movie, I'd recommend you seeing it. I haven't seen the other Cloverfield movies. 10 Cloverfield Lane I've heard is really good, and then I've heard the Cloverfield movie on Netflix isn't very good. But this movie right here is actually really well done. One of the best found footage movies.
Yeah. And the last movie that we have is Krampus. This is another movie that's like not one of my favorite movies of all time, but it's still a fun movie. It's a comedy horror movie. And it's kind of weird because it has Adam Scott and Toni Collette married.
Oh yeah,
they're a married couple in this movie.
Oh yeah,
I don't really see them together like at all. But other than that, they still do a pretty good job in the movie. And overall, it's another fun movie to watch.
Oh God! Oh, I'm tired. You feel bad for me?
Not at all.
Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Pretty soon, I don't have a lot of time for it right now because I'm about to have to leave and stuff like that. Pretty soon, we're thinking about starting to do like code giveaways because I really think that would help us out a lot, and it would be fun for people to kind of join in on this, you know. And so we're not sure when we'll start doing that. Maybe on the next Blu-ray haul we have, we'll start doing that just to have it. Anyway, but thank you so much for watching this. If you want to, you can comment below and tell us what movies you think we should buy. You know, just movies, because we honestly, like, we have a lot, like you saw in our if you saw our last video, not our last video, but the last Blu-ray haul we have a lot of Blu-rays, and we're going to try to keep buying more.
Yeah, and I also forgot, I also want to show this, because we mentioned in our 300 subscriber special video where we showed all of our Blu-rays that we had it, but we couldn't find it, but it's a long story where it was, but we found it, so here it is. We do have it.
Yeah, guys, well, thank you so much for watching this video. You can comment that below, just because we really do want to keep buying these and watching more movies. And maybe you can comment and tell us like movies we haven't seen, even, or maybe even movies we haven't heard of. If you have any movies we probably haven't even heard of, we should buy, let us know in the comments below.
And don't forget to follow us on social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at 2 Awesome Men.
And as always, thank you so much for watching, and you will see us later.